Okay, first thing you want to do is open your build menu with the N key. That's November. You're going to want to go to search for the HQ category, feature HQ. There's going to be two options, situation room and bunker 3. You're going to want the bunker 3 option. That is the one with the sandbags on the roof. You're going to want to bring it down using the height, which is the first click, and then rotate it with the second click and get it so it's aligned. It's somewhere along the road where you can build it. But you want to make sure that the height is high enough so you can actually build it, but low enough to where it doesn't actually like obstruct your like movement at the checkpoint. So get that built, pull out a shovel, give it a few schwacks. Okay, and that's built. And that will serve as your landing pad. So speaking of landing pad, right after, go back in your build menu, search pad. You'll see helipad PSP. You want to select that. You're going to want to rotate it and height it correctly so it's on top of the bunker you just built, which will be your HQ. Build it so it's about peeking over the sandbags, but not where the sandbags are poking through. Give it a few schwacks. Perfect. Now that you have that built, you're going to want to make your way back to the build menu once again. Go to the respawn category. You can choose between the hooch, if you have a good amount of space, or the checkpoint, which has limited space. So for this example, we're going to use the hooch and try to build as low as possible so it's not too visible. And preferably far away from the helipad. And the reason for that is if a helicopter explodes on the helipad, you won't kill everybody that's going to respawn. Build that. Okay, now that's built. If you want, you can open the door so the people that spawn can get out easily. This doesn't matter really. So, once you built the Bunker 3 Large 4, which is the headquarters of your checkpoint, you're going to want to go in your inventory. Make sure you have sandbags. Once you confirmed you have sandbags, and to a sufficient amount, press 6 on your keyboard. You'll see a menu. It's like 3 options. You're going to want to choose Add a Sandbag. Unfortunately, you can't add all your sandbags from your inventory into it, so you're going to have to go every single time, press 6, go to the right, add sandbag. Press 6, go to the right, and sandbag, and just on and on. Okay, preferably when you have a checkpoint being built, you're going to want to have a large building crate. How you get these is you sling load these with a helicopter, and you bring it to your checkpoint. Typically, the Green Hornets or sometimes muskets will bring them to you. And once you have them at your checkpoint, what you do is you press 6, go to the bottom leftmost interaction. It'll say resupply with crate. You select that, and this crate right here to my left will disappear, and the supplies inside will fill up. Right after you build that, you're going to want to go back to your build menu once again. Type in MG, that is Mike Gulf. Look for the trench bunker, MG in brackets. And then build yourself 2 MGs per side of a road for your checkpoint. So one on the right, one on the left. I'm going to do that right now. Pull your shovel. Give it a few schwacks. Get the second one built up. Preferably exactly adjacent to it, depending on if you can. And you want to build it close enough to the road to where it doesn't obstruct tank movement, but close enough to where it actually provides cover. After you build these MG bunkers on each side of the road for your checkpoint, you're going to want to go back in your build menu. Type in half in the search. You're going to see a lot of trenches. There's going to be 5 options. You can either choose the cross half, the 90 half, the 45 half, the 20 meter half, or the 5 meter half. For this example, we're going to use the trench 45 half, which has a 45-degree angle on it. Once you pull that out, you're going to want to line up these sandbags with the MG bunker you built just to the left of it. Or right, depending on which side you built it on. And a way to make sure that you're at the right height is you just simply look to your left and make sure the sandbags are at the same height as the wall you're creating.
Be advised,
once you have the
the
set,
ammo crate
build
in
it,
the center of the fob.
pull out your shovel, and do your good old schwacking. Once that is built, as you can tell, it is too high for you to shoot over, so that is a problem. So we remedy that is you go back in your build menu, type in sand, and you'll see a lot of trench wall sandbags. You'll see 1 meter, 3 meter, 5 meter, 10 meter, and then your regular sandbag walls. For this example, we're going to use the trench wall 10 meter sandbags. It's going to be pretty large, but do not worry, you're not going to use all of it right now. You're going to want to bring it down as low as you can in height, and you want to make sure you line it up with the trench 45 you built earlier, the half. And you're going to get the height just about to where if someone stood on it, they could shoot over. However, if they crouched, they wouldn't be able to be shot at. So about this height, and I guess the way I reference it is I would look at the corrugations in the corrugated sheet metal. About exactly where John is shooting right now. About that height. And just build it at that height. Let me actually double check just to make sure. Alright. Then once it has been placed, you shovel it. Okay. So as an optional addition to your checkpoints, what you can do is you can open your build menu, type in TOW or TOW. You'll see guard tower as one of the options. Select that. Once you've done that, you're preferably going to want to build it against the wall of your checkpoint. So it could be realistically anywhere in your checkpoint, but I would just, for this example, build against the wall. Get it at a good height to where the ladder is reachable, and build it up. Once it's been built, it can now be used to observe. And from up here, you can see a lot more. And again, this is optional, but it's pretty useful for observing from a bit further than what your checkpoint originally can see from down there. Now that we got that mess out of the way, soldier, my name is Ivan Bear, and the kind gentleman behind the camera is our ARVN Lord and Savior, John the GI. That means, if he catches you with whiskey, the next morning, it will be gone. However, if I catch you with that whiskey, the next morning, you'll be gone. So let's agree not to have contraband, alright?